Hey, I'm Matthew with a fine press, and I'm going to do that again. Hey, I'm Matthew with a fine press, and this is Creative People Are Weird. I hope you like the title card, brand new title card that I created as a part of what you've already heard about, James Victoria's Skillshare class, Branding with Radical Typography. In it, he is challenging us to work with our hands and explore being less precise and careful with things and being brave in our work. And so I created this title card, I posted it, I've put it on my Facebook page and all this stuff. And this morning I got a little note from James in Skillshare that said, looks like a designer did it. And you would think that's a compliment, but I know better. That was that's what we call in the educational world a spanking. It was basically an indictment on the fact, and it's totally true, that I was not brave in doing this work. Yes, it was work that I created with my hands, and I normally create in pixels only, vectors, whatever it is. I did it with my hands, but I wasn't brave. If I'm honest, when I laid it all up, the marks were made with my hands, but when I put it all together, I pulled out the little guide rulers in Photoshop and lined everything up, and yeah, it's a little off center, but I did that to be quirky. There was too much intention in it and not enough passion. So I got a little spanking from James Victoria, and here's the thing. I'm still running with this title card for now. I'll keep working, I'll keep exploring, I'll keep trying to be brave, but I'm shipping and I'm moving forward. And this is something that actually, it's timely that we're talking about this because a friend of mine, another creative, pulled me aside last week and said, I've got a great idea, something we need to talk about, opinions. I said, opinions? Well, we all know what opinions are like because everybody has one. But what he talked about is the idea that it's kind of a running joke amongst creatives that clients very often will take something that a creative has created for them and say, well, you know, my nephew knows a little bit about web design, or my grandma was an artist when she was in college. Whatever someone they know has some bit of knowledge in, they'll take the creative's work to that person, and with no context, with no background, they'll critique it. And for some reason, the client will often value the work of their loved one with minimal experience more than the person that they're paying sometimes thousands of dollars to be a professional and create. They take those opinions and give them too much weight. My contention is they shouldn't be seeking them out to begin with, unless that person is their ideal client. Creatives do the same thing. I find myself very often asking the opinions of people around me. Now, sometimes I'll ask, what jumps out at you first? I'll hold a design up, what jumps out at you first, and then throw it away. I'm not asking their opinion, I'm just trying to get a feel for, am I emphasizing the right things? But far too often, we look for validation for our decisions. We aren't brave. We seek out the opinions of others because we don't trust our own. I'm here to call hooey on that. Trust your gut. Figure out what makes sense for you and do that. So other people's opinions are great. Respect to them when they're given. At least respect the person, maybe not the opinion. But don't go seeking out unnecessary opinions. That's all I've got to say about that. Won't you please join me with James Victoria in Branding with Radical Typography, his Skillshare class. Skillshare is now only $10 a month. I'm doing a couple really great design courses trying to figure out what my voice is, where I fit in this great big world of design. And I would love for you to join me with that. I'll put a link in the bottom of the YouTube channel. And tell me what you think and what you want to hear from Creative People Are Weird. Subscribe, click the subscribe button. I got several new subscribers, fellow classmates in James's class. Thank you for joining this week on our journey. And hopefully we'll get some more this week, and let's start a discussion. Let's talk about it. Until next week, I'm Matthew with a fine press, and this is Creative People Are Weird.